Hello! Welcome to Chili's, the place where you can get your Phillies. Okay, we have a lot to talk about today, and I don't have a lot of time because things are starting to shape up. Unfortunately, I will not be here for the ball drop. I really did plan on it, but I have somebody coming over tonight that really wants to learn about Bitcoin, so I really can't teach them a Livestream at the same time. Maybe I can. All right, if I can make it, I will make it. All right, but I want to, this person's only here for a limited time, so they want to learn as much as possible in that quick period. So I'm gonna give it to them. Now, I am leaning a little bit bearish right now. Okay, and I'll get into the reasons why. All right. I really wish it wouldn't be this way, but I saw this coming. As we continuously approach the 140 and 800, I thought initially that we could get above it and use it as support, and maybe that is still a possibility. But we have to go with the probabilities, and as of today, all right, those probabilities have now switched to the downside. Beforehand, they were still to the upside, but as of right now, no. Okay, so we're going to get into the reasons why, and then as well as that, have a little chat. Don't have a whole lot of time today. I do have another session coming up here shortly at about 5 o'clock. So we got about an hour and 20 minutes. That should be enough time for everything to get going. It said, let's go ahead and switch over to the live stream. Not going to go to the face cam this time. We're just going to go straight to this. But Lou Rock, how you doing, man? He said, what's up, Kite? Doing fantastic. Just got out of a session. Really good one as well. Todd Ryan, is today Thursday? I believe so. That's what my calendar says. Saturday? Monday? Oh, you guys are confusing me now. You guys know I'm not good with days. Crypto Boss Andrew, hey, how's it going? It's going pretty good, man. How you doing? Damon S, what's up, Kite? What's up, man? How you doing? Todd Ryan, I've lost track. All the days start to blend in together when we're in a bull market. It's all the same. Upwards. All right. Monday. Happy New Year. I wish everyone a wicked 2021. I don't like the word wick. We've been getting wicked out too much the past couple days. All right. Hey, Kite, how you doing, buddy? John, how you doing, man? What's going on? Hey, Katie, what's up? Nice to see you streaming early. We're actually streaming pretty late, to be honest. And we missed yesterday. I went out to dinner, and, I said I wasn't going to miss. Hey. I said I wasn't going to miss another Discord session, but I was out at dinner by the time 8 o'clock came. So if I can make it to Saturday, I'm going to make it to Saturday because I at least want to come to one a week. So look out for me there. Paris, how you doing, man? JP, how you doing? What's your name? Ain't no names. Proving gold. How you doing, man? All good, all good. Gabriel, hi. You said 140 again. You said 140 again? Well, yeah, that's the resistance that matters on Litecoin. Since we're approaching both resistances, I keep getting mixed up. So I'll say like 140 for Ethereum, but then I'll switch it. But what's up, Kite? Have a great 2020. Been a great 2020. Really, it has, because nothing really has changed for me with this whole coronavirus thing. My daily life did not change because I barely leave the house anyways. I did not get coronavirus, luckily. So, I mean, it's been a good 2020 for me, but I'm eager to get into the new year. But, all right. I know there's a lot of people saying hi, but I really want to get this information out to you before it is too late. So, we are in ascending wedges on pretty much everything. Pretty much when you start seeing ranges start shortening up before a breakout, that's an implication that there might be an ascending wedge forming. Okay, and it's kind of hard to see depending on how you draw your supports and resistances. But we're going to start with Bitcoin. Bitcoin, you can see it definitively. All right, the ranges have been shortening up ever since back here in the 24 to 22 range. And we've been getting shorter and shorter ranges before having breakouts. So we might have a little bit left to go, who knows, but this could easily turn into the double top that is needed to break this trend. Now, the overall trend is still very, very bullish, but if we do happen to have a pullback, we're either going to fall back down to 26 to 24. 24 is probably my bet, but we'll see how things work out. Now, from the shorter term time frames, okay, If we use the 250 RSI, like my friend Surfer showed me, we can see that the previous local high was at about 63, okay? And that was the high on the RSI that we put in back here, okay? Back in the 24 range, okay? And we are getting lower highs on the RSI and higher highs on price action while forming a bearish pattern. So typically, I wait until we have 3 bearishly diverging tops or bullishly diverging bottoms before starting to really look for that trade. And we got that. We have 1, 2, and this could be our third. Now, we are looking for the RSI to return back down to the 54. So when that happens, I will start looking for a bottom. It doesn't mean I'm going to instantaneously take profits and also enter long. We're going to see how things shape up. Okay, so don't get ahead of yourselves. But as well as that, we have the bullishly converging trend line here, which has not broken on Bitcoin yet, but it has broken on some other coins. So we'll go ahead and check on those. So Bitcoin, all right, I would say we might have a little bit left to go because we don't have any resistance on this, but with us approaching 140 on Litecoin and 800 on Ethereum, we're looking for a pullback. Okay, if not, good. But right now, I'm thinking things are they're gonna see a pullback here shortly. As well as that, I really want to highlight how I see my lines. Okay, so when I'm looking at a support or resistance, I do not see it as a definitive point in space and time. It is a generalized location cut down to a single line. So I want to, reiterate back here. Okay, this was a major macro support and resistance based off of the 2018 bear market. Okay, you can see how we held that area as support here, and then we held it as resistance here before the coronavirus drop. So look at your lines as general locations rather than exact points in time, because you can see we went past it when we were using it as support, and we went above it when we used it as resistance. So if you look at them as general locations, you will have a much better chance at actually understanding how to get these. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean wait until you break that generalized location, because it can be different for everybody. But if you want to go long off of a break of a macro, you have to either have a breakout of a major range like we did here, that gets past that macro with the momentum to stay above it, or you need to see us get above it and get like a double bottom, like we did on Litecoin. We'll get to that. All right, so moving on, let's go ahead and talk about Litecoin. All right, let's go down to the 1 hour. This is definitively a ascending wedge. Okay, clear as day. Okay, shortening ranges, breakouts getting smaller, and as well as that, we have now actually on the smaller time frames broken this upwards trend line right here. If we were to see a pullback on Litecoin, I'd probably be looking for about 100 to about 90. Okay, that's my greatest guess here. Now, when it comes to local highs, I mean, we could go back down to $66. I don't think that's a high possibility, but definitely is a possibility, just not a probability. All right, so as well as that, if we go ahead and take a look at the momentum here, all right, back here, we put in a high of about 61. Fishy, stop, bunny. All right, and we have gotten a significantly lower high on the RSI, but a significantly higher high on the price action. As well as that, we have broken the bullish convergence line on the RSI as well. So I am looking for a short here. Now on Litecoin, we don't have the availability of getting a double top. If you want to be premature about it, which I would not necessarily recommend because anything can happen, we do kind of have a descending triangle in the works here. At first, it was looking like a bull flag, but a bull flag would bring us past this while holding this trend as well. But we are getting a more flat bottom with a diagonal resistance. So if you want to go ahead and take a short, maybe when we come back up to this diagonal resistance here, if you want the maximum, use the wicks, all right? And we can see a very clear descending triangle. As well as that, if we go ahead and get a target off of this, we can kind of guesstimate where we're going to end up. So if we go ahead and take a target off of it, that's going to put us at about, all right, it's going to put us down towards the $100 support. Now, the only thing that we have to be wary of here is that if we did happen to come back up to about $122, there is the possible chance that we go ahead and turn this into a head and shoulders here. And then if we do get rejected there, now if we do get rejected there at first, that's not totally a bad thing. All right, this could be building up more bearish momentum that could be amplified into bullish momentum to help break this resistance here. Okay, but if we do happen to break below $100 while getting that rejection, all right, that is going to bring us all the way back down to 70. Okay, that would be our next target from there. So I don't think it's super bearish, but we definitely are looking like we need more momentum to break this 140 to the 800 on Ethereum. And you can see I already have that generalized location. You can see 140 is right here, and we are bouncing off of that generalized location at the current moment. All right, so moving on, let's go ahead and talk about ETH. ETH is in a precarious situation, okay? We have kind of an ascending wedge almost, but it's not as clear as the other coins. You can say that we are based off of this right here, maybe, but to me, there's not enough, right? Typically, we have about 3 different ranges when we form an ascending wedge. This is only 2. So maybe there could be a chance for another breakout to the upside. I just don't know. Okay, the reason why I don't know is because on the smaller time frames, this was our previous rejection bounce right here. Okay, and you can see we had the breakout, we came back down and we retest, which I was hopefully wanting to see us go and test more to the upside towards 800 based off of that macro SR. But we have gotten back below and also formed a double top here. Okay, we have formed a double top and we have had a breakout of the neckline. As long as the averages stay below that neckline, okay, our next target is definitely going to be 700. But with the way things are looking, we possibly could come further down to maybe 573. Well, actually, no. I need to go into the order of importance. All right. More than likely, if we do have a breakdown, we're probably going to see it turn around 670. Okay. And then possibly this line here is going to be no longer of any importance. And we're going to go ahead and range between those 2 lines. But if we do go ahead and break 670, our next available target is going to be 574. Now, don't be surprised if we get stuck in a larger range for the next couple of months. I just want you guys to be prepared for this. As we are sitting at these macros, which are very significant, this could take some time, but don't waste this time. If we can catch this first drop and then find out where that bottom is going to solidify, a lot of the people that are in one-on-ones, I use a very specific range back when we were in 10,000 to 8,500 as an example in our lessons. If you guys remember how we played that, essentially we let the top and bottom form and we simply trade between those lines until it breaks, okay? And we would be looking for a capitulation towards the end. So we might be able to get a good 4 to 5 trades out of this. So don't waste the potential. This is a possible reaccumulation point for a lot of you guys that maybe have been wicked out. Like me, we have gotten wicked out 6 times in the past 2 days. All right. And I want to be very upfront with you guys. I'm doing much better than I was on the previous $100 account. But we have gone from $5,000 at our peak back down to $2,500. So I am slowing things down. Okay, we're not going to continue to bet the farm. We're letting things solidify, and we are going to get our account, hopefully, back up to around $10,000 before breakout. That way, things are looking good. So if this does happen, please, for the love of God, it's not going to happen instantly. We're not going to break these major supports and resistances. We are going to range for a good while. It's happened every single bull run, except for 2013, which is another case in itself. We do have the possibility of having a bull run like 2013. I just want you guys to be aware that this is what I'm seeing. Now, this is the top of the the double top here. So we possibly could range for a good while. The reason why I think that is because, yes, we do have this diagonal here and this diagonal here that we could possibly find support on as well. But with that being said, I think that this diagonal could actually be used as a head and shoulders. All right, maybe, just maybe, we come down, all right, and we go ahead and we get a bounce off of this diagonal, keeping people thinking that we're going to go immediately straight up. And we use that as resistance until we break down. All right, so it's going to trick people into a bullish position because this is a bullish pattern. This is an ascending triangle. But if you look at the overall picture, what's really happening here, it would turn into a head and shoulders. If we go ahead and hold resistance here, that would now put us with a new target of about 570. So obviously, if we had a breakout below 570, we would be aiming for about 491, which I don't think is likely. The reason being is because if we look at the daily here, we have a much, much longer trend line here based off of this low and this low from this range. So that's what I'm thinking that we're going to go sideways towards for a good while. All right. And then finally collect support along the horizontal as well as the diagonal. And then from there, that's when we'll really start to see that uprise. So that's my ideology at the moment. Voice crack. At the moment. But things are still left in stone. So we're watching this one double top here pretty diligently. Now on the averages, it's going to look a lot different than right here, but I have my my stop loss at about $747, and I'm looking to hold this for a good while. Okay, I'm not looking to immediately get out of it. We'll see how things look coming through here, but this range is absolutely massive. If it works out exactly how we were talking about, that is going to put the potential of 1 to 4 trades with a massive 20% back and forth. Okay, so I mean, if we can go ahead and find a double bottom somewhere along here and then take that trade, you know, set up a good stop loss and then trade it back up to the top, that's an 11 back and forth, back and forth. So for everybody that's really upset with the losses that they've incurred trying to take these breakouts because they have been absolutely abysmal, I'm with you on that. I don't lie. I take the same exact trades that I put in the group. So if they are losers, I lost. All right. But there is a horizon, a silver lining. We can make all of that money back plus more and then have a massive breakout as well. So more than likely, we could be seeing potentially 60 to 90 days of price action. Actually, maybe not 60 to 90 days. Maybe, let's see. Let's actually get this. So potentially, all right, if we stay in this range, it's going to be about 60. If we stay in this range and we kind of collect support here, it's going to be about 30 days. So we got a good period of time to kind of slow down. Things have been quite active lately on the smaller time frames, but there's a time and a place, and I think that time is coming. So that's pretty much it when it comes to all the 3 major coins. We're not going to talk about XRP. Okay. So let's go ahead and start talking to the chat. Wicked as in cool. Apologies. Southwest London accent. I know what you meant. I just thought it was pretty funny. Are you based in the US? Yes, I am. Small little white kid from the East Coast. Long shower too. No, I had a session with one of the members of the group after I got out of the shower, so I didn't have time to post all the setups. That's why we immediately hopped on Livestream immediately afterwards. Exit to USD. I'm not going to. I think we're still completely bullish. Do you want that zero Nick, bro? Oh, I didn't even notice I was doing it. I tried to get through yesterday. I truly did, but I could not take it, man. So what I'm going to try to do is every single time that I run out of these, I'm going to try to go one extra day until I can comfortably say I'm done. So, you know, false promises again. I feel like my father. I love my father very much, but what I'm talking about is he would say he would quit smoking cigarettes, but then did not quit smoking cigarettes. Am I still holding my long position on ETH? No. Okay. Until we break this double top, I cannot go long. Okay. Beforehand, everything was contingent on 740. Okay. And then that's what I was. Okay. There we go. Sorry about that. When the earbuds cut out, it ruins everything. But I'm not going to be exiting to USD massively. Okay. I still think that we are in a bull market. I just think there is going to be a slowdown. Now, that's totally your prerogative. If you want to sell some Ethereum, okay, it's a win-win situation. You sell some Ethereum right here in this area. And if we get above the macro of 800, go ahead and buy back in. Yes, you lose a little bit of buying power, about 10%, but you're being safe about it. So that is an availability. So as we get closer and closer and closer, you could go ahead and start transferring to USDT if you want to. Okay. We didn't get your answer on ETH long. So what I was saying was, since we have this double top now with an actual breakout, okay, we're just retesting right now. This is an actual breakout. Instead of my long being based off of the previous rejection of about 741, I now have to wait for 752 to be broken, because then we're clearing that double top and we can continue going from there. But until that happens, I can't. I simply can't. All right. And you can see, all right, I didn't exit my position. All right. My stop loss is at 50% of my margin, and we got to 45%, and now we're back down to 30%. All right. So we still have the availability to get them worked out, but everything is contingent on that 752. But that's what I really wanted to go over today. I think it's time that we have a pullback, especially with us approaching those macros. And then Ethereum, from its perspective, I don't know if we went over the momentum yet. We put in a couple different highs around 57. So you can see every single high going up this uptrend here has really gotten stopped out around 57. Now, if we got above 57, that would put in a new technical target on the RSI of about 62, but who knows if we're going to get above it. As well as that, we have broken bullish convergence on the momentum for Ethereum on the 1 hour. So everything from here on out kind of just seems like a retest before heading further to the downside. My short entry is, let's see. Let me make sure I get the correct one. My short entry is $739, and my stop loss is $747. Okay, because I'm taking the trade based off of this right here. Okay, off of that right there. Now, if you do have, if you can get a closer entry to the 750 and set your stop loss above 751, that could be a possible good entry as well. But I'm going to be holding this trade for a good while. All right. I do think there's a possibility for a bounce around 669 and then going back up to retest 700 and then getting rejected there and then continuing further to the downside and then getting trapped underneath 670 and then capitulating and then having another breakout, fooling traders. All right. Or it can be, just following the same trend. Who knows? We take things as they go. But as of right now, as they go, they are going down. All right. Most definitely. Most definitely. I think a lot of things will see a drop. Yeah, I know, man. That's why I want to quit nicotine. All right, but see, that's the thing with marijuana. A lot of people look at marijuana as this terrible thing. I had my fun with marijuana, but there was a day where I was like, you know what? I don't like getting high anymore. And I stopped. There was no withdrawals, there was no nothing. Cold turkey, never touch it again. Maybe every couple months I'll take a small hit, when we're having a party or something, but it's just not for me, man. I don't like it. It just does weird things to my heart. I have a weird heart condition ever since I was a kid, and I just don't like to screw around with it because I don't know if it might be fatal. When I was, I don't know, 9 years old, maybe 10, I was at my grandparents' house and I was going to sleep, and my heart started going crazy. And I was like, "Hey, Dad, can you put your hand on my heart and see if it feels weird to you?" He jumped out of bed so fast, ran to my grandparents. They got their heart monitor. My heart was going 290 beats per minute. So they called the ambulance, and by the time the ambulance got there, my heart had settled down. So I forgot the scientific name for it, but there's something that goes wrong with the electrical communication between your vagus nerve and your lower heart valve, and it causes an acceleration. And over the years, I've found different techniques to stop it. One of those techniques was Wim Hof, because when you hold your breath, that interrupts the vagus nerve and it slows down your heart rate. As well as that coughing also slows down your heart rate. And then holding your mouth shut and closing your nose and blowing as hard as you can. It hurts your ears, but it helps your heart. So weed, for whatever reason, activates that, and I don't like it. So I just quit. So yeah, any questions when it comes to ETH, LTC, and BTC, or if you guys want me to talk about other coins, we can do that as well. Would this be a good short funding opportunity for Bybit? Most definitely, it could be, because we could be holding here for about 30 days. That could be a good way to rack up some funding. Not a whole lot of funding, but a good amount. You said your stop loss on ETH is 747? Yes. All right. A better stop loss would be 757 if I got my entry off of the double top, but I am playing the breakout of the double top. Yep, that's exactly the name that I remember. Serenventicular Tecurid something. But that's it. That's exactly it. ZEC. We'll check out Zcash. All right, let's check it out from a 6-hour time frame. So you can see on the RSI, we're pretty close to like a technical bottom here. But that being said, there's still more room to drop. So from a price standpoint, you do want to continue holding above $51, because if you don't hold $51, you could potentially drop further down to about 23, okay, for Zcash. So, and that is also what our macro pattern is contingent on as well. So, I mean, 53 when it comes to this shoulder, but in terms of keeping the macro pattern in place, you could have a wick down to 46 or a couple days of smaller time frame action. But for Zcash, we're looking at the macro perspective as an inverse head and shoulders here. So, That's what we're looking for. Yeah, if you exit all of your cryptos to BTC, you're not going to lose as many percentage points. But you know, it's all up to you on how you like to play. Where would your LTC short entry be? It would be on the break of the descending triangle. All right, so let's go to LTC. All right, let's go down to the 1 hour time frame. All right, so you have two different options when it comes to LTC. You can either wait for us to return back to the diagonal here. Hopefully you guys can see that. You can either return back to the diagonal around like 126 and then set your stop loss above this small time frame local high. So maybe a stop loss around 130. And then your technical target is already going to give you a risk reward ratio of about a 5.85, but you do have the availability of wicking down to about 101. So this could be a possible trade setup here, or you can wait for an actual breakout and then have it look something like this. And that's going to be about a 5.5 to the bottom and then about a 4 to the technical target. I think I'm going to wait for the breakout, just me personally. When it comes to switching trends, I'd rather wait for the breakout. As U.S. citizens, are we allowed to trade on Bybit? Is the regulation exchanges not traders? Technically, we can't. All right, but if you have a VPN, you can. All right, and if the Democrats roll back the regulations that are set in place or that are going to be set in place by the Trump administration, we don't have to worry about identifying private wallets. So our way of living is going to continue on. You know, first time in a long time that a Democrat has put something in place that I agree with, to be honest. Usually it's the Republicans that are more about kind of just like libertarian things, like just if you don't bother anybody, do your thing. But this whole crypto thing is threatening their way of life. So I'm on the opposite side of them right now, to be honest. I'm not a big political person. Please don't start political chats. All right. I'm just saying it is a fact. Democrats are trying to roll back the regulations. Republicans are trying to put in regulations right now. So please don't start fighting me. All right. How's Monero doing? We can check up on Monero as well. Monero, as long as we continue to hold, most importantly, the horizontal of the double bottom, as we can see right here. All right, we're in a very safe place. I'm not saying that we're not going to get a pullback, but we're in a very safe place. All right, it's very similar to ETH and how we came back to retest the previous horizontal of the double bottom, and we're going to start traveling up along this. So you guys know me. I'm not trading XMR. I'm simply holding it. All right, so I got most of my XMR around $66 when we were starting this uptrend and we broke through it. But now it's pretty much set in stone. Unless we go back down below $115, I am not selling a single cent of XMR. I believe XMR is going to do incredibly well over the next 4 to 5 years. And I think I'm going to look back on that $66 to the main entry of about 124 and be able to applaud myself in the long term. Okay. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all we got to talk about. We got some more time. Like I said, I do have to go a little bit before 5 o'clock. It's 4:14 right now. So we got plenty of time to talk and chat and chill and shoot the hoops, so to speak. ETH is scaring me. we've been wicked out way too many times, but it's scaring Austin, but it's not scaring the trader. The trader doesn't really care. But I really do think that we could see a pullback. Now like, as always, it's contingent on certain things. If this, then that statements, if we break above 751, we're going to continue on up to 800. There might be another resistance where we could possibly form a double top between 750 and 800, but we're continuously charging up to those macros. But I wanted to give you that example at the beginning of the live stream of how on Bitcoin in particular, we went below a major macro and above a major macro, but still found support and still saw resistance. So like right here, if you were using $978 as a single instance in space and time, you would have saw this as a very bullish thing. And I did too. All right. I've learned a lot in the past year. All right. But you can see if we break this down to a generalized support and resistance region, okay, it looks a lot different. What percentage gain do you look at on the ETH short? So it's all based off of targets, if this and that statement. So if we go to ETH here, if we do happen to have this trade be successful, all right, so if we go ahead and say that our entry was about 741 and our stop loss at about 749, okay, if we do happen to go back down to our next major support and resistance, that's going to be about a 9.5. If we do happen to have the long-term breakout, the idea that I'm looking for, we could possibly end up with anywhere around a 20. So if we get wicked out once, that's completely fine by me, man. I'm going to make a couple $1,000s on this trade, a couple $1,000s on the next, and then we have a breakout and I make a couple 10 grands. All right. So it's all contingent on this double top here. But from my perspective, we are starting a downtrend. So you can see right here, we're starting a downtrend after breaking an uptrend here. Okay. So this is the very, very beginning of what could possibly be a long-term downtrend to this area here. Possibly. Thanks. I'm not as mad at anymore as I was this morning. I took some big chunks out of my account getting stopped out. If you're playing super risky, that is a part of the game. Like I said, we went from 5 grand on the account, which I was very happy about, to 2,500 in pretty much a day. Okay. But I'm using good risk management when it comes to my plan. And that's what it's about. Setting a plan, sticking to the plan. If the plan doesn't work, you try again. You set up a different way. But we're catching this early, hopefully, and we're going to make back all of those profits that we lost plus some. That's the plan. Okay. So obviously, it's all contingent on certain things. Maybe that we're in a vicious bull market and this is just all these ascending wedges are just going to break out to the upside. Who knows? All right. Who knows? But at the moment, based off of the shorter time frames, I am leaning bearish at the current moment. BTC has not created a downtrend just yet, but it's working on it, I would presume. ETH bearish divergence on the 1 hour? Most definitely. You can see that we have a higher high and we have a lower high here, as well as that breaking the bullish convergence line. So definitely it's in the works. It's definitely in the works. I've been loving your live feeds. Very informative. We'll be signing up for the one-on-one soon. I've had a lot of people sign up recently. Now, I still got plenty of room. I got about 5 sessions next week. So, I mean, I make it sound worse than it is, but 5 hours of my time is nothing. All right. I got a lot of free time. I pretty much what I do is I trade, I fool around on YouTube, and then I do sessions. So, I still got plenty of room. Obviously, I like to keep my time as sparse as possible, but hey, Did a quick 100x on BTC. Please tell me you're kidding. Let's see. Can you please look at coin? Coin? Just coin? Coin? What coin? I'm sorry, man. I everything has coin in it. CRV is about to take a breakout. Take a look. Yeah. I mean, at the current moment, we have a double bottom with a break of a horizontal with a double bottom off of that as a retest. That would put our technical target back up to about 69 cents. All right. So, I mean, that's short-term time frames. That's the 1 hour. But you can see we're in an overall downtrend here. Okay. So we might get stopped out prematurely here and then continue on the way down and then hopefully collect support around 33 cents. Hopefully. Who knows? And then that would it's always a puzzle. That would give us a much larger double bottom. And then once we break 90 cents on the averages, then we blast off. Okay. So you have to think about why we are in a bearish pattern. We are in a bearish pattern to build bullish momentum. All right. So it's a bad thing short term, good thing long term. You said bull div on ETH as well. What time frame? On the 1 hour? We don't have a bullish divergence on the 1 hour here. We have bullish convergence, which we've talked about that too, how that could be used to pump us as well. But the larger thing here is this is bullish convergence on such a micro time frame, it doesn't even truly matter. We really want to hold bullish convergence when it comes to this, which we are not. We have broken bullish convergence. I mean, if you're talking about this, I mean, we already reached the technical target from this double bottom. This double bottom had a technical target of 57, which we have hit directly. Symbol. I don't see it. I'm very sorry. If it's not on Coinbase, I can't check it out. I'm looking up coin. I don't see anything. Do you think it would be like under Unicoin or something? Or do you just want me to look at Uni as a whole? I mean, if we look at Uni as a whole here and we look at the daily chart, all right, we can see that we have an ascending triangle with a breakout above $4.18, which we could always go back down to retest that area with a target of about $6.36. I mean, so if we're looking at the shorter term time frames, this could be definitely like we might have to drop this back down to like a 30-minute here, but this could definitely be an ascending wedge. I mean, look, like this is why we use the RSI in combo with the price action. You can see the RSI has a definitive ascending wedge here. So more than likely, Uni is going to come back down and retest $4.19 on the daily averages, maybe even wick a little bit below that. As long as we continuously hold this uptrend here, so we could even go below it like this and then form another ascending triangle here, then we can have continuation up to $6.20. You often mention you seek 10% margins on the hourly for significant tops as at least worth your while. Are smaller time frames playing at all or defining support resistances? So what you'll typically find, it's all one big part of a whole. So the smaller time frames play into the larger time frame range. So we're looking at these as if they're all separate, but if we do have a full rejection starting from here all the way down to here, we delete this line because now, since that rejection came from here to here, all in one trend, that now makes a significantly larger range. All right. And then we can continue trading from there. So, I mean, when I talk about the 10%, I talk about Bitcoin in particular. For the altcoins, it could be 20% from top to bottom, which I mean is just significantly more profit. So that's the reasoning for that. I got wicked out 2 times on ETH yesterday, and we got wicked out 3 times on Bitcoin. I was able to take my Bitcoin profits. I didn't put in the chat because I felt like there was some tension. I have a very specific way of trading as long as my contingencies are still in place. But on Bitcoin, I entered for the 4th time, and we finally got that spike up. So I made a little bit on Bitcoin. I took my profits just because of the way everything else is looking, and I'm waiting for the correct setup on Bitcoin. I'm really not focused on Bitcoin as much, to be honest. Bitcoin, more than likely, all right, if this does turn into a double top here, if you want to, you can try to go ahead and short that double top, but you do have the availability of getting wicked out a couple times. I'm probably going to wait for the break of 28,304 to enter my short position, and then from there, I'll first be targeting 26 and then possibly targeting 24 if we do happen to break 26. I'm not in a long on BTC anymore. So I mean, I'm ultimately bullish on everything. I mean, my contingency on us being bullish is at $330 for Ethereum. My contingency on us being bullish on Litecoin is $66. So we have plenty of time and price to go down. It's no rush. And like I said, making back a lot of those profits that we lost on being wicked out is essential. It's reaccumulation at its finest. And if we can accumulate our wallets up to, for example, if I can get up to $10,000 minimum on the next breakout of all these macros, I can set up swing trades with about, maybe 5 to 10% risk on those and let those carry up to 345 and 1,345 respectively, and make, a killing that way as well. So, I mean, if we can get up to 10 to 20 grand on these reaccumulations, I have no doubt in my mind that we can be past 100 grand by the time we reach our all-time highs. And I have no doubt in my mind, once we get past the all-time highs, I'll make $1 million off $100. To me, it's as simple as calculations. There is no emotion involved, and there's no limitations when it comes to mathematics. It's all of it's an if this and that, and how do you do it, rather than can I really do that? Can I really make a million off of $100? To me, there's no stopping. All right, I can make $100 into anything. Give me enough time, and I will. But my little brother just bought his first $100 for the Bitcoin. He says we're going to the moon. He's going to learn very quickly what FOMO is. I can tell you that. Hopefully he doesn't. I hope for the best. I hope we do have breakouts. But at the end of the day, I have to look at this as a trader. And the probabilities are starting to lean towards the downside rather than continuation up to the upside, which is very, very unfortunate in the short term. But hey, Bitcoin's not over yet. Bitcoin is not over yet. That's why I'm saying, I'm not taking the double top trade here. Okay. But yeah, it's looking likely that this could be the end. The end. If I make $100 million off the next bull market, you're not going to see me on live stream anymore. I have the mentality that I rather be rich than famous, because if you're rich and not famous, you don't have any attention on you. And anybody that's truly rich, they're not on any list anywhere. You know, everybody's looking for Jeff Bezos to be the first trillionaire. There's trillionaires out there. There's people that have more money in a single bank account than Jeff Bezos has in every single one of his assets. Right? Actual rich people, you're not going to know their names. You might know their family, but you might not know who is the rich people in the family. Because, you know, obviously it is hard to hide a lot of information, but they try their best. Oh, I stopped playing the music. I don't have my headphones in, so I don't hear it anymore. Tell me if it's too loud and it's overpowering the my audio. If you're trying to add me as a friend on Discord, I've been accepting friend requests like crazy. Because I don't know why it is, but some people seem to be able to message me. And maybe it's because we share like a mutual server, maybe like Crypto Faces Discord or something. But sometimes I have to add you as a friend before you're able to direct message me. So I just added you, Corlandio. Hopefully that's how you pronounce it. Sorry if I didn't. But there you go, buddy. Thank you very much, man. I do appreciate that. Everybody that's signing up recently, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm glad that a lot of people look up to me. I'm not a superhero by any means. All right, I'm a regular dude. I'm a 21-year-old kid. I might have talent, but I still have a lot more time before I am a pro. But I'm trying my best to learn as quickly as possible. That way, as I learn new things and new concepts, I can promote those to you guys, the ones that I find effective. But thank you very much for taking a chance on me. But yeah. So somebody asked me this question the other day, and they go, how do you actually make money? Okay, in terms of, you know, you're only charging $450 for something that would typically cost thousands. You must have some secret plan to get your money's worth. And I do. All right, so I find the affiliate systems on a lot of these websites and the way that YouTubers are promoting them to be quite predatory. All right. Now, I always give it in this context. You're going to be paying fees to Bybit anyways. If you support me in what I do, signing up under my code just helps me, and you're going to be paying the same amount. It's not like you lose anything further. But my hope is that when you guys sign up for the one-on-ones, I can convince you, you know, obviously I'm not going to shove it down your throat, but hopefully I'm going to ask you guys nicely to sign up with my Bybit affiliate code. And one, that goes back to support the channel, as well as that, if I can teach you guys to be better traders, okay? So I'm not looking to suck you guys into the affiliate group on Bybit and then just soak up all your money until there's nothing left. That is predatory. My hope is that I can teach you guys to be better traders. That way, as you guys are progressing in your accounts, you guys are using more and more money and making more money, therefore paying more fees. So over the course of a long period of time, if you guys do that for me, I truly am getting what I'm owed, because I mean, I'm teaching you to make more money, therefore you spend more in fees. Over a long period of time, I get what I'm owed. So that's how this whole thing is structured, so that I can keep the one-on-ones cheap and, still, feel like I'm getting my value, respectively. My birthday was a month ago. My birthday was in November. Once you set up the support and resistance and the hourly, you lock them from there. Yes, exactly. The hourly is what I base all of my judgments off of. The smaller time frames, I'll go down to those to watch real-time price action, but it's not what I make my trades off of. Do you still use Market Cipher? I do not. My subscription ran out, and I'm doing fantastic without it. How much risk do you take on the ETH short? I'm going to say what my risk is personally, but I do not promote this risk. All right. If you guys talk to me in the one-on-ones, I tell you all the time, 1 to 2% risk on these types of trades is good. If it is a breakout trade based off of a long-standing range, 5% is also good. But I am using 10% risk on this because I'm trying to make the most out of this $100 portfolio. I do not advise you in any way, shape, or form to follow along with that. If you do, it is at your own risk, and I hope you understand that. So hopefully that was good. Thank you very much, Bitbird. I appreciate it. I use the MACD from time to time just to see if it's crossed over, but for the majority of the time, I'm using RSI. And recently, I've been falling in love with the 250 length RSI. I mean, it's kind of beautiful, to be honest. Brings a tear to my eye. When you trade on Bybit, do you trade in Bitcoin? So I trade Bitcoin to contract, I trade Ethereum to contract, and I trade LTC to USDT. Bitcoin, what's up? That's why I said. So, I said you could possibly try to get this double top, and there's still a possible chance. I mean, even the wicks might try to want to jump up here, but the averages is still holding kind of good. So, I mean, if you want to try to get that, I'm going to take the breakout trade most definitely. But if you want to try to get the exact top, this could be it. But your main goal is, if you're starting with a $100 account, you're going to be trading with one account for the majority of the time, for a good while. Once you get up to around $10,000 to $20,000, that's when you can open up a separate account linked directly or made directly for swing trades. And that's very important. A lot of traders, they trade with one account, and within good reason. You don't have a lot of money, so therefore you can't have separate accounts. But with that being said, once I get to around $10,000 to $20,000, I will be opening up a separate account for the $100 account. So I'm going to have two accounts. And one is going to be based for macro trades, from major macro to major macro. And then one of the accounts is going to be for these small 1 to 2 hour time frame trades. So the 250 length RSI, if you open up your RSI and then double click on it, you're going to go ahead and get inputs and then change that to 250. And you can see it makes it a lot simpler in terms of kind of condensing the information so that you can look at what's truly important rather than like all of these really small blips. All right. So that way you can separate the important information from the not so important information. And you can also break that down into double tops, double bottoms, head and shoulders, descending triangles. You can get patterns off of the RSI, and a lot of the times price action is going to look totally different than the RSI, but you have the same type of pattern. So like right here, okay, we have a descending resistance and we have a horizontal support. All right, as we're traveling up this, once we had the breakout of the descending triangle, right, we dropped on price action. Okay, so you can get an inkling of what is happening truly, right? So right here, we're looking to use this downtrend to break bullish convergence and then get a bounce off of 54, but we can also break through 54 and go down to 48, right, and test that support on the RSI. All right, you might have a flat line, all right? Yeah, it might look like this, okay, when you first open it, right? Just double click, okay, double click on the actual sideline here, and it will bring it fully to what you can see from top to bottom, and that way you can visibly see what's going on here. Do you have a video showing how you started or the first trades of the $100 account? Not really. It's kind of just been the live streams. We've been following along with it. The first trade ever that I made on the $100 account, well, the second $100 account, because the first $100 account we wrecked, okay, just based off of greed, okay, but we had a trade on Litecoin. The first trade that we made on the $100 account, we waited for a major rejection and we waited for a double bottom. Now, we could have taken the breakout trade, but I decided to go with the more risky setup because I'm trying to make the most amount of money. And we went with a entry of about $66, maybe 67, and I had my stop loss right around here, okay? And we took it to the target. Now, I took my profits at $80, so I only got a 6 risk reward ratio, but that's because there was a macro resistance in the way, and I was trying to be cautious, all right? But, you know, if I would have held on to it, that would have been a 10. And I used 100% of my portfolio as risk. So we went from about $100 to about $550, okay, on that trade right there. So I wasn't using quite 100% risk. I was using $80 of $100, so 80% risk. And then we did not make another trade on that account until the breakout of this range, because we did not fully retrace to the bottom, so therefore I could not get another long entry before that breakout. You need a VPN, all right? I just would rather you use one, because creating multiple accounts sucks. And from time to time, they start they kick on the switches and they start kicking people off that don't have VPNs. You still have 3 days, all right? He says greed. It's more like altruism. Yeah, so, I mean, I want to perform well and even better than expected, because, you know, I kind of view chat like parents, all right? A lot of you guys are older than me, and I want to make you guys proud, all right? So I try my best. I try to be, you know, more vicious, and as well as that, I want to make money that comes out of thin air, so that way when I give it to you guys, it's like nothing's coming out of my pocket, all right? So if I do succeed with this $100 account, a lot of it's not going towards my pocket. If this $100 account gets up to where I want it to, there's a lot of people in my life that deserve you guys, my parents, my sisters, my friends, people from my old workplace that actually believed in me. They deserve, you know, I don't think money is the best way to show love, but it's the thought that counts, and I'm doing everything for them. So, I mean, I'm going to pay off my close family. Obviously, I'm not going to pay off my entire family's debt. I'm not going to trace my lineage. But my dad, my mom, my stepfather, everybody in my family that has a direct relationship with me, they are going to have everything paid off. I'm going to pay off cars, houses, any outstanding credit card debt, anything. As well as that, you know, my Aunt Eileen, who believed in me wholeheartedly, she's going to get a very nice reward. Ricky from my old job, even though he's kind of bothersome. He's a good guy. My close friends, you know, they're getting started in life, and although I would like for them to put in as much effort as I do at my age, hey, I mean, people have different life plans, and if money is not what you're chasing, that's okay. But I'm trying to make sure that money is not an issue, so that way I can chase the other things in my life just as aggressively as I do with the market. Whether it's love, friendship, you know, another goal in the future. Maybe I want to make a business that provides production of value, not just taking value from other people in terms of markets. I don't know. You know, I like to feel like I got a head start and I got things kind of figured out, but there's still so much stuff yet to be figured out in my own head on what I want to spend this short period of time on this earth doing. Because, you know, through all my experiences, I got a glimpse at, you know, our brain likes to make us feel special and like death is not something that's going to happen to us. But if you honestly understand the scope of this universe, we are a blip, not even a blip, less than a blip on a map of consciousness coming to form. And I just want to make sure it counts. Dizentars, hi Kite, happy end of the year. How are you, man? Doing pretty fantastic. We're getting ready for some good trades coming up here shortly, and yeah, we're just having nice talks. I do have to go. I do have to get going soon. I have about 10 minutes until my next session, so let me make sure I'm getting the name correct before I say it. So if you're watching, all right, your one-on-one's coming up, buddy. Time to change your life. Burn addict, if you're out there, man, I got you. But I guess with that being said, we're gonna start saying goodbye, and I hope you guys have a very, very happy new year. Obviously, I'm gonna be walking you through it. Like I said, I do want to be here for when the ball drops on the East Coast, but I don't know if I will. So if I don't, you know, hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow and we can celebrate New Year's then. But yeah, I really do appreciate it, guys. It's been a hell of a year. It feels like just yesterday we were trading that first descending triangle before, you know, the drop, the downtrend. And just to see how this channel has kind of like come out of nowhere. I mean, it literally started with me posting a trading strategy for Market Cipher, which, you know, very rudimentary, but, you know, I thought it was pretty good at the time. And then people started flocking to me in waves. And I started getting recognition out of nowhere where I did not deserve it. I really didn't. I was such a new trader at the time. I barely knew what I was doing. But I don't think that I would have been the person or the trader that I am today unless I had that pressure. You know, pressure over time equals diamonds. And to have that many people looking up to me in a way forced me to become a better teacher, a better person. I've got to interact with so many different people from different walks of life. It's not even funny. It has been one of the craziest experiences I've ever opened myself up to, and I've done a lot of drugs. And I just want to thank you very, very much for being here, supporting the channel, sign up for one-on-ones, all that stuff. Thank you very much. You know, there was little hiatuses during last year where, you know, I didn't know if I wanted to continue the channel because I felt like I let people down with the first one-on-one challenge. Not one-on-one challenge, but a $100 challenge. But I bounced back. I said, you know, I stopped listening to my monkey brain and I continued charging forward like a train, like a robot. and it got me to the point where I am now. And with things truly working out in an incredible way, we're getting into a bull market. You know, we're set to make a lot of money, and hopefully I can make you guys a lot of money through my actions, if you guys are following along closely. But with that being said, you know, thank you. Thank you very much. I hope all of you have just as a tremendous year next year as I've had this year, because you don't have very many left. So make this one count. All right, let's start saying goodbye. What's my ETH target? Short term 700, then 670, and then long term 570. Marco, happy new year to you too. Samao, I'm sorry, I get them wrong all the time. Happy new year, man. Thank you for everything. I appreciate it. Todd, happy new year, Kite. Happy new year to you too. If I do see you later tonight, happy new year. Thank you for everything you do. John, thank you very much, man. Aaron, I appreciate it, buddy. Bitbird, Robo Train Kite. Steve Austin, $1 Million Man. Eduardo, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Hey, Austin, I stick here. Thanks a lot. I did not get profitable until now, but I slowed down my losses. Had a prosperous year. I'm looking forward to getting profitable with you together. Thank you very much, Vidosh. You've been here for a very long time. I'm glad to see things starting to turn around. R3, thank you. Happy New Year to you too, buddy. All right, guys. With that being said, have a great night. Party hard. Be safe. Don't do anything stupid. And hopefully I'll see everybody back here tomorrow. All right. I'm going to try to get back on tonight, but like I said, who knows? All right, so let's go ahead and goodbye.